Hello, dear Tomb Hunter viewers. Welcome to a brand new archaeological discovery journey. Today, we will witness how a patient search for ancient secrets transforms into a significant find. The treasure hunter meticulously continues our field investigations in this area that holds clues about ancient settlements. As you can see, our field researcher is trying to detect possible structures or anomalies underground using a device called a gradiometer. No abnormalities were detected at the initial scanning points. This can sometimes be discouraging. However, in archaeology, every negative result is also important. It shows us what is not there. Our researcher, without giving up, takes another measurement at a different point. There it is. At the third measurement point, our device detected an anomaly indicating an unusual situation underground. This colorful graphic you see on the screen suggests the presence of an unnatural formation, possibly an ancient structure or a burial. This is an exciting development. Our researcher is now carefully looking at this graph on the screen. As you can see, the colors appearing on the screen provide important clues about possible structures underground. The blue areas likely represent a void or fill, while the bright red tones may indicate the presence of a metal object. This color distribution indicates the presence of an unnatural formation underground, possibly an ancient structure and a burial site containing metal objects. We decide to start the work immediately. Now you can see exactly where these signals correspond to on the terrain. Here's the spot. This exact point indicates that there is something mysterious underground. And now the first blow with the pickaxe is coming. This moment is an indescribable source of excitement for every archaeologist and treasure hunter. What will the earth whisper to us, I wonder? In the initial stages of our excavation work, we frequently encounter finds in the layers close to the surface that carry clues pertaining to the period. After a short while, the first broken pottery pieces, which we refer to as ceramics in archaeology, started to emerge from the soil. These pieces provide important information about the ceramics technology, trade, and even artistic understanding of their era. The presence of numerous broken pottery pieces together may suggest a settlement or intense activity in that area. The fragments of these once whole vessels whisper to us about many aspects of their era, from dining culture to storage habits. As our excavation work deepened, some of the flat, smooth stones began to emerge from beneath the soil. At this stage, our field researcher carefully starts to clean these stones. In archaeology, every layer and every finding contains its own story. Therefore, we approach each object with great care. As the stones are cleaned, it becomes clearer that these are not just randomly piled rocks, but rather systematically placed building stones. This strengthens the possibility of the burial structure we initially suspected. And attention! A flat black stone in a different color stands out among the other stones. In ancient times, the color black was often associated with death and mourning. The use of a black stone, especially in the context of a grave, could serve various purposes such as honoring the memory of the deceased, symbolizing eternal darkness, or the other world. For example, in different civilizations of Anatolia, there are uses of the color black connected with beliefs in death and the afterlife. To fully understand the meaning of this particular black flat stone in this tomb, we must evaluate it together with other findings will be necessary. With the removal of the soil covering the grave, it became clear that this was a stone sarcophagus tomb. As seen in the sample photos, stone sarcophagus tombs are typically structures resembling a chest, formed by assembling large flat stone slabs. Tombs like these were often used for burials of important individuals or noble families in ancient times. Stone sarcophagus graves historically appear across a wide geography and in different time periods, from Egypt to Rome and from Greece to Anatolian civilizations. In Turkey, many stone sarcophagi have been found, and which generally date back to the Hellenistic and Roman periods. This type of grave shows that the deceased was buried with valuable belongings and sometimes with ritualistic objects. This provides us with important insights into the beliefs and social status of that era. And finally, a curiosity of thousands of years is coming to an end. The carefully placed cover stones are being lifted one by one. As each stone is set aside, the thin veil between us and the past is slightly pulled back. The indescribable feeling at first glance. This tomb stands before us untouched, like a miracle from beyond time. Unfortunately, grave robbery was a quite common problem in ancient times. Tombs were frequently looted for valuable items and metals. This is why encountering a tomb whose integrity has been preserved up to the present creates great excitement in the world of archaeology. This is a rare window that offers us the opportunity to observe the beliefs and lifestyles of that era as they were. And yes, these first impressions are correct. Inside lies a woman preserved from thousands of years ago to today. We can clearly understand this from the grave findings. Carefully placed jewelry, perhaps necklaces, bracelets, and rings made of precious stones worn on her neck, wrists, or fingers. Other objects found beside her also give clues about her identity and social status. In ancient societies, women's graves often contained personal items such as jewelry, mirrors, cosmetic materials, wool spinning tools, or ceramic vessels. This tradition reflects beliefs about the woman's role in life, her beauty, and daily activities. Every object we find in this grave will tell a story about that woman's life, dreams, and the culture she belonged to. Here, an ancient belief spanning thousands of years emerges from the dust and earth to reach us today. Look, those delicate facial features seem to have two small beams of light, shining as if opening to eternity. Two gold coins, carefully placed over this woman's eyes. This detail takes us to one of the most well-known and impressive beliefs of the ancient world, the Karen tradition. According to ancient Greek mythology, it was necessary to cross a river called Styx that allowed the passage to the underworld. The name of the ferryman who crossed this river was Karen, and Karen would demand a fee for this service. For this reason, to ensure the deceased soul could comfortably pass to the other world, coins were placed in their mouths or over their eyes. This tradition was widely adopted not only in ancient Greece, but also in different cultures, such as the Roman and Hellenistic periods. The gold coins currently appearing on the screen, as understood from the craftsmanship and figures on them, are most likely from the Hellenistic period. The Hellenistic period is a significant era that began with the conquest of Alexander the Great and lasted from the 4th century before Christ to the 1st century before Christ, during which Greek culture spread in the Eastern Mediterranean and the Middle East. The fact that these coins are gold might indicate this woman's social status or the value her family placed on her. And look, two more objects carefully placed on either side of the tomb are coming to light. At first glance, these items that look like vase-like glass pieces gain a completely different meaning as they are cleaned. These objects, adorned with colorful glass fragments, are actually candle holders. The colorful reflections that emerge when light hits them are like a beam of light from thousands of years ago. They illuminate the memory of this woman. The flickering flames of the candles burning opposite each other, and the visual feast created by those colorful glasses. Did the people of that era bid farewell to their loved ones in such an atmosphere, I wonder? Truly a captivating design, an eye-catching beauty. The yellow metal details on the top and bottom parts. These parts, likely gold-plated, may not have been solely for aesthetic concern. In ancient times, light not only illuminated darkness, but also carried a spiritual meaning. Especially in the cult of the dead, light was believed to symbolize guidance, protection, and rebirth. These candle holders placed to the right and left of the deceased were perhaps a reflection of this belief. the wish for the soul not to remain in darkness on the journey to the afterlife, to reach the light. Or maybe it meant this: with the extinguishing of a life's light, a new light, the light of eternity, is lit. Finding oil lamps, and similar light sources in ancient tombs is quite common. This may serve a practical purpose: the light used when placing items in the grave or performing rituals may also contain deep spiritual meanings. Light represents hope, enlightenment, and spirituality in most cultures. This, therefore, placing light sources in graves to guide the soul of the deceased, keep away evil spirits, or reach a bright place in the other world is a long-standing tradition. These elegant candle holders and the colored glass on them present us with the aesthetic sense and spiritual beliefs of that era. It's as if a warm light accompanying this woman's final journey carries her memory to the present day. According to archaeological data, during the Hellenistic period, gold jewelry, especially necklaces, reflects the enriching cultural and economic structure of the time. During this period, gold was frequently used in jewelry making as an easy-to-work and prestigious material. Beaded necklaces are a common type of Hellenistic jewelry and often appear in round, oval, or multifaceted forms. In these types of necklaces, the gold beads can sometimes be plain or decorated with fine granulation or filigree techniques. With the careful movement of the treasure hunter, this owl-shaped necklace slowly removed from the woman's neck is not just a piece of jewelry, but also carries the profound beliefs and symbolism of the ancient world. This elegant design, with a gold casing adorned with precious stones and a movable tail, showcases the fine craftsmanship of the masters of that period. Lays bare. However, the owl figure itself holds much deeper meanings for the ancient people. In ancient Greek mythology, the owl was considered the sacred animal of Athena, the goddess of wisdom, frequently depicted alongside Athena, who was described as having sky-blue eyes. The owl was thus associated with concepts like intelligence, wisdom, intuition, and strategy. During the Hellenistic period, when this necklace was found, the influence of Greek culture was quite widespread. Therefore, it is likely that the owl carried these positive meanings. The treasure hunter carefully takes this piece of a colorful glass vase from the tomb. In the Hellenistic period, colored glass vases are significant indicators of advanced glass craftsmanship. During this time, the production of glass in different colors became widespread, with red and black tones frequently used. These vases were considered both valuable items and were placed in tombs as gifts for the deceased or as ritual vessels. Experienced hands reveal another beauty hidden beneath thousands of years of soil. On the woman's arm appears a bracelet made from natural stones with exquisite craftsmanship. Each stone bead has been carefully selected and assembled. For people in ancient times, these natural stones were far more than just ornaments. They were believed to provide healing for both physical and spiritual health. In ancient Greece, natural stones were valuable not only for their beauty, but also for the meanings they carried, and were often associated with various gods. For example, the bright blue of lapis lazuli could reflect the calmness of the sea goddess Amphitrite, while the fiery red of granite could represent the passion of the love goddess Aphrodite. Each of the stones in this bracelet perhaps held a special meaning for this woman. Maybe she believed it gave her energy, protected her from bad energies, or alleviated a specific ailment. In ancient cultures, jewelry made from natural stones was not only a symbol of wealth and status, but was also used in various rituals and was desired to accompany the deceased on their journey to the other world by being buried with them. This stone-beaded bracelet stands on her wrist as a tangible expression of a belief and hope from thousands of years ago. This narrow-necked jar found by the treasure hunter, although it might initially seem to have served a different purpose, archaeological information shows us that such vessels were often used as tear bottles in ancient times. Especially in tombs from the Roman period and earlier, we find these bottles which could be made of both ceramic and glass. According to beliefs, mourners would collect their tears in these small bottles as an expression of the deep sorrow felt after the death of a loved one. The narrowness of the bottle perhaps symbolized the value of tears and prolonged mourning. Full tear bottles were also considered a sign of how beloved the deceased was. This mournful tradition provides a poignant testament to how people of that era coped with their losses. Another object defying time deep within the grave, a jar with a broken mouth. These types of jars were used in ancient times to store liquid or solid materials and were often left as funerary offerings in tombs. And what is that? Inside the jug, coins preserved like a time capsule for hundreds of years. This is truly an extraordinary discovery. Finding coins in such a collective manner in a grave will provide us with very valuable information about both the owner of the grave and the economic and social structure of that period. Here you see, these hundreds understood to belong to different currencies of their time. The coin carries whispers of the past to the present. Each one, with the symbols and inscriptions it bears, sheds light on the political and economic events of the period it belongs to. This mass find will undoubtedly be subjected to detailed examination and displayed in museums to meet history enthusiasts. We've come to the end of our exciting excavation. Each artifact unearthed is a window to the past. In the next phase, these valuable finds will be meticulously cleaned, examined by experts in our museums, scientific records will be prepared, and finally, they will be exhibited to ensure that future generations can also witness this historical heritage. Dear viewers, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to follow archaeological excavations, historical discoveries, and treasure hunting adventures like this one. Thank you for watching us. See you in our next video.